So, welcome everybody to this completely random video at 2:56 in the morning. So, last night I went to bed early, well actually that's a bit of a lie, didn't go to bed early but I set an alarm to try and get myself into more of a day routine. I'm a night owl and I'm used to working nights. But I saw on the Royal Navy website shipping movements for today, and the USS Sullivans is pulling into Portsmouth Harbour at 5:30 this morning. Me being completely allergic to mornings, the only option was drink coffee and stay awake, and then view the incoming warship on HMS Warrior webcam. And for those who don't know what that is, it's a webcam on a mast of HMS Warrior down in Portsmouth. Rotates every about 10 seconds. So this being a video at a stupid o'clock, I don't know where the video will end up. I don't know if I'll still be functioning at the end of the video. But general discussion about me, the Royal Navy and where to take the channel. So, under normal circumstances, i.e. if we didn't have COVID, and I knew in advance that the US Sullivans was going to Portsmouth, I'd probably take time off work, although currently I'm unemployed, but under normal circumstances I would take time off work and book a trip down to Portsmouth. But, so there's two instances, well, two routes you can go about this. So we'll go back to 2018. The movements of HMS Queen Elizabeth was well known, well documented. It's common knowledge she would not be going anywhere until the new year, until 2019. So I booked a week off, and I think it was a week. I did go for 2 weeks at one point. Well, booked a holiday down there. It's coming up to my birthday and the new aircraft carrier was in Portsmouth, so booked time off and went down. Easy to do because it was stated by several sources HMS Queen Elizabeth would not be going anywhere until the new year. I think she had just come back from a deployment. Actually, I'll Google that and then...
Sorry, I didn't understand.
Sorry, that's Google. Sometimes she doesn't react, sometimes she does. So... in 2018, where was she? Yeah, so 19th of October 2018, HMS Queen Elizabeth was over at America. So she hadn't long been back in the UK when I had gone down in December. A few weeks. So it was basically impossible for it to go in deployment again until after Christmas, until the New Year. As even with it not being stated, it was highly unlikely she'd be going, but it was stated that she'd be in Portsmouth for Christmas. So I went down, and she was easy to track because of all the news feeds and all that. But it's different with ships like USS Sullivans, and there's a couple of Canadian ships as well in Portsmouth at the minute. They're not like dramatically advertised that they're going to be in a certain place at a certain time. I only know about the USS Sullivans because on the shipping movements on the Royal Navy website, which is only the date you want and the next day, that's the only notice period you have. So at the minute there's only today, and then midday today there'll be tomorrow added on. That's all the information you get. So this, in order for me to actually go down and see USS Sullivans, I'd have to it'd be Wednesday midday that this would have come up. So I've had half the day to get down to Portsmouth, which on a train it's the majority of the day to get down from where I live. And then I'd have to wake up about 5ish, go through my normal morning routine to get dressed, everything that other people do, and then run out and look over the harbour and watch as she came into port. So, as you can tell, two different circumstances. One's a hell of a lot easier to locate than the other, and it's got nothing to do with which nation owns the ship. Apart from the Royal Navy are a bit more forthcoming on the locations of the ships, apart from when it's on deployment. So for instance, the escorts for HMS Queen Elizabeth, when she departed Portsmouth the 2nd or the 3rd of May, you could track them until they were out in the Solent, and then they basically went silent running. As soon as they formed the carrier strike group, on marine traffic where I tracked the warships, when they got up to about the Isle of Wight, that was it. You couldn't track them anymore. So that's the difference. In case anybody else is interested to what's coming into the port today, movements of the port, and then I'm going to do military vessels. I'm not going to read them all of them out. So USS Sullivans, HMS Ranger, HMS Exploit, HMS Middleton, and in fact HMS Ranger and HMS Exploit is doing quite a bit of moving about at the port. There's about 5 entries for each ship. HMS Sevron, HMS Westminster, and that's it, military wise. So, yeah, quite a busy day. in the part. So the aim of the game is, if you've seen my earlier videos from yesterday about the multiple screenshots of HMS Queen Elizabeth coming into Portsmouth, anytime our aircraft carriers depart or return to Portsmouth, HMS will be webcam because it's extremely slow, it's lagging, bad reception, it's hell to watch. So, as explained in that video, I didn't record the webcam because I don't know if I'm allowed. I just took screenshots and I was quite trigger happy with the screenshots. But the amount of times I was going to take a screenshot and then abandoned the process because you had the 3 dotted lines, the buffering, you would not believe. So hopefully, no disrespect to the Navy, not many people tune in to watch it coming to port. I don't know how light it'll be down there in 2 hours and 23 minutes, but we'll give it a go, and then you guys can decide what you want me to do. I can either just do it like I did with HMS Queen Elizabeth and do quite a few screenshots and you can have a good look at the warship, or I can do that and explain about the class, its home port, and a couple of recent deployments, if you like. Also, what else would you like to see? Since I am an amateur YouTube an amateur YouTuber, I rely on you guys for feedback. So what do you want to see? There will be, for everybody who's noticed that it's been over a week since there's been a video about my fish tank. There will be one shortly because I need to do a major water change and clean the tank before I go away, and then I'm going to do another one 48-72 hours, but not as intense. So then the tank will have a major probably like a 75% water change. 3 days later I'll do a 25% water change and change the filter pad. Also, for any of you guys who have got a Pelystrus Seagal, I've got an albino one. I know you can get the feeder box, the holiday box for your fish. Never used them because they're like a high percentage of plaster. What would you guys suggest to do feeding wise? Because at the minute, there is womanized tetras who are actually an impressive size. But I do feel that if you don't get fed, because I'm going with 10 nights, that he might snack on them. Also, any ideas on anything else about the Horror channel? I was going to do a video in this playlist, so I'm just seeing a video on YouTube about HMS Queen Elizabeth, but it's quite old. So this is going in channel BOSSAGE section, of my channel, in that playlist, I was gonna do a reaction video to reaction videos, if that makes sense. Because I'm not a nasty person, and I don't want to like degrade other YouTubers. But knowing life, when you see something and you're like, yeah, you definitely know what you're doing, or you've definitely heard that before. So I was going to do like a reaction video to some of these reaction videos, you know, where they listen to a song and they're like, oh my god, never knew this song existed, and all that, and it's just, and some of them, don't get me wrong, are absolutely great, because they are by like vocal coaches, they're by people in the music industry. Others are just like, it'd be like me doing them, and yeah, I've got my opinion about certain songs, like in my opinion, songs like My Heart Will Go On by Celine Dion and Simply the Best by Tina Turner and I'll Always Love You by Whitney Houston, songs like that come under a category for me, and that category is nobody else but the artist should even attempt to try and sing them. So I was going to do like a reaction video like that, because even me, I'd love to see my reaction to some of them, because I watch them and I'm like, are you serious? You have never heard that song before? And it's like, even if you're not into that type of music, you'll have heard it, because either your dad or your mum will have listened to it. But for those that do these reaction videos and like, you've never heard of the Beatles, I'm like, you what? You have never heard of the Beatles? I find that hard to believe. So if you want a video like that, I'll do one. Do people think I should change the horror section of my channel to like film and TV section? And then I could sort of do my like top 5 films, and you guys can comment whether you like it or not. This is sort of turning out to be like an evening with BOSSAGE, isn't it? Because what I'm aiming to do is try and make quite a decent amount of videos. There's at least one a week. So currently, as I'm looking at my channel, yesterday was the last time the military section was updated. 16th of May for the horror channel. Same for the Elite Dangerous. Today, well now, it's the last time channel BOSSAGE, that section on my channel, been updated, but the aquarium and fish keeping section hadn't been updated since the 12th of May. And funnily enough, that's got the second most amount of videos. So I was also thinking about doing a video of asking you guys what to get next for my tank. Because I know angelfish live long, but I don't know, I've just got this weird feeling that they're not gonna last much longer. I'm looking at them now and I'm thinking, because they have got blue in the dorsal fins, You might not have seen it when I do my videos, because it's only in certain light. And with them, all three of them chasing each other, they have the dorsal fins like clamped. I don't think they're clamping themselves, I just think it's the speed they're going through the water. It's doing it. So I was thinking maybe convict cichlids, because I've got 1 discus, 3 angels, 6 luminaires, and 4 or 5 black ruby bands, which actually are getting a decent size of them now. But yeah, can't believe this video's got to 21 minutes, but we'll aim for 30. I should have really done this live, but then I did think about it and I was like, I know YouTube is obviously worldwide, but who's gonna like watch it? I mean, I don't know if this video is gonna get a load of views anyway, but please like and subscribe. I mean, this video is probably going to be this type of video. Once in the blue moon I'll do this, because by the looks of it, things are looking up career wise, and well, saying that, normally when I work nights, the first night off I have after doing a block of shifts, I normally stay up all night anyway. So yeah, but obviously, like I say, I'm only doing tonight because I know that the USS Sullivans is coming into port, and God knows when she'll be back, if she's back, because obviously she's only coming into Portsmouth. She's only going to be there till either Saturday or Sunday, because the carrier strike group is going to head for the Mediterranean at the weekend. So I don't know if she'll come back to Portsmouth on her way back, or if she'll go from, because Japan is to the end of the deployment, so whether she'll go from Japan and sail to America from Japan, because there are US warships in Japan, because the US I'm sure it's the USS Ronald Reagan. Yeah, the USS Ronald Reagan CVN-76. Her home port is Yokosuka Naval Base in Japan. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. So she might, the USS Sullivans might go there. I don't know. So she might go from Japan, sail the North Pacific to get to the United States of America. Who knows? Or she might come all the way back. As I say, there's multiple options. So I know HMS Diamond. I think it's HM. I'll just double check. because this time in the morning I definitely need to double check the information, make sure it's reliable. So a Type 23 frigate and a Type 45 destroyer is gonna depart the carrier strike group and go to the Black Sea. So possibly after they've finished their exercise in the Black Sea, they might come down the Suez Canal, I believe it is. I'm just gonna double check. And of course Google has zoomed into my position and not just in a general the Suez Canal and down to the Red Sea. They might do that and then meet up with the task group. I don't know if that's an option because obviously that's leaving it one destroyer down. Or they may come all the way and meet them at Japan, or meet them at India, refuel and then do the rest of the way, but who knows. I'm just trying not to ramble. Because they might even have time to catch up with the carrier strike group, the Type 23 and the Type 45, because it's going to take them a fair bit of time to sail past India, past Indonesia, through the South China Sea, and bearing in mind they're stopping at India and South Korea. So with a few stops, who knows, if I can keep track of them and there is news relating to them and I can get a decent amount of information, then I'll try and follow the two fleets, the Type 45 and the Type 23, and the carrier strike group, and hopefully they'll meet up and then enter Portsmouth together. Who knows? So yeah, so going forward with the channel, thank you for everybody's support at the minute. Whoever's liked, commented, subscribed at the minute, thank you so much. So yeah, the military section will get updated today. Like I say, I'm not quite sure what kind of video, whether it'll just be like a PowerPoint of screenshots of the destroyer, or be talking about the class. If it's just screenshots, I can have that up and uploaded in no time at all, but I'd rather have quality than something that's quickly put together. However, I haven't got a clue at the minute. I could also talk about where I've worked, and because pretty much everywhere I've worked has been haunted, although I won't be able to mention the names, just like my experiences. Elite Dangerous. There's always something going on with Elite Dangerous. Although I haven't got the Odyssey expansion pack at the minute, so it will just be Horizon based. Possibly a reaction video to the 2 new SRVs and the Panzer Clipper and the Member Light if they do get released. But you're probably talking a week or two for that. Might take you in a hunting video on Elite Dangerous. That could even be done as soon as this video gets completed, because I've got missions to do in certain systems, killing pirates. Channel BOSSAGE section, obviously this video will update that section. So that section might have to wait until I come back off holiday after this video. I was going to try and do videos because I'm going away for 10 nights, so I was going to try and do one video for this week, and then get YouTube to, because you can set it to load one up at Pacific time, get one so it automatically uploads for next week. Then the week I'm away, and then the week after, although I'll be back. So this week, next week I'm busy, then while I'm away, and then so yeah. I don't know. It's technically, while I'm on holiday, I can still YouTube. I don't know. Oh, sugar, I've got a blood test today. And there's me setting the appointment to this afternoon. Or at least if I fall asleep I won't feel needle. Aquarium and fish keeping, like I say, there's a few. That's the easiest to do videos, and I could have like 2 months worth if I was going away for 2 weeks. So like, say I'm going away tomorrow, I could have videos galore, because I could do my opinion on the substrate, favourite variant of angelfish, what I consider an ideal barb, my maintenance regime, past tanks, and future plans for aquariums. That could either be 2 separate or 1 whole video. Yeah. I'm just gonna log on. See, I've gone on the HMS Warrior webcam a few times while I've been talking to you guys, and before the start of the video, and the webcam hasn't changed position. I don't know what it will be, whether, because the website states it changes every 10 seconds, it hasn't done, and to my knowledge it doesn't during the night. Whether it'll start to at about 5 o'clock, somewhere between 5 and half 5, since half 5 is the first inbound vessel. But I can't remember if the webcam focuses on every warship. I know it does with the aircraft carriers, because yesterday when HMS Queen Elizabeth pulled into port, I had it on about 5 minutes before she was in visual range of the webcam, and then as soon as it was in visual range, the webcam locked on to the aircraft carrier and followed it while it came into port. And as soon as it was close to the jetty, it carried on doing its 10-second rotation. So I don't know, hopefully, and that's another thing that will impact the amount of pictures I take, because if it's gonna visually track the destroyer while she's pulling into port, then I can be trigger happy. I'm not going to take 30 odd like I did with HMS Queen Elizabeth, because although I can crop pictures like that, there's quite a few that look the same. So and plus, obviously a destroyer is bigger than an aircraft carrier, so it's going to have to be further into the harbour before you're going to get a visual range, so yeah, oh, that totally reminds me, I am currently, while I'm waiting for this destroyer, making a PowerPoint to turn into a video about battleships. So just, if you stayed up to this time in the video, as a reward I will indulge you and give you a brief insight, preview if you like, of what the video is going to be. So, as we all know, the battleship no longer exists. I think the last Iowa class battleship was stricken off the record, and actually I should have it up. Yeah, she was stricken off the Naval Register 17th of March 2006 after being commissioned, decommissioned, recommissioned, decommissioned, recommissioned, decommissioned. And that's just not me saying commissioned, decommissioned, recommissioned as many times as I felt like saying it. That's literally how many times she was commissioned, decommissioned and recommissioned. So I've got pictures of some of what I consider to be the most recognisable battleships. And I'll go through information about each one. It's hard though because of copyright. I've got to keep that in the front of my head at all times. It is funny though because I mean the battleship hasn't been around, like I said, the last one was stricken 2006. The majority of the ones I've got, apart from the Iowa class, were all during World War II. So the copyright has run out and nobody's bothered to renew it, and it actually says, due to international law, these pictures are free for public use. And it actually states because the copyright has run out. But then, gotta be careful because like the Iowa class, like I said, struck in 2006. That was less than 30 years ago. So copyright is still in effect. It's got, as I understand it, it's got to be 50 years or more. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that. I'm also adding what I consider to be a bit of an interesting twist on that. Will the battleship come back into fruition? I did think for many years that there's no way the battleship's going to be brought back into service. But thinking about it and taking certain aspects into consideration, and yet again I'll give you a brief insight into it. So the Joel R. Ford class aircraft carrier is massively overpowered, and it's massively overpowered because of future upgrades that is envisioned for the aircraft carrier. So looking on it now, future defence systems such as lasers, so as it's stated here on Wikipedia, only half of all electrical power that is generated on a Joel R. Ford class aircraft carrier is only needed to plan every single system currently on that ship. So, as we know, lasers are incredibly powerful. So, with that being said, are there going to be battleships that are going to be nuclear powered, but instead of firing massive shells a hell of a long way, will be lasers? So anyway, that's enough because I don't want to go into it too much, but there are other things. So I think that's about it. I've gone through quite a thing. I know it's been quite a wacky video, and jumping from subject to subject. But if you have stayed for the entirety of this video, thank you so much. It is appreciated. Please like, comment, subscribe. And yes, this is basically what I'm willing to do to get the pictures for my YouTube channel. A bit different, you could say, than going down to Portsmouth and taking the pictures yourself, but with certain restrictions. This is the best, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in 2 or 3 hours for the next military video.